You need to switch off your mobile or keep it in silent mode. You should avoid talking about any three topics like religion, sex, and politics. So with this, I would like to invite our presiding officer, Toastmaster Dr. Sheetal. Over to you, Dr. Sheetal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Dear Arabians present here and those who have joined through the Zoom, I welcome you all to the Arabian Toastmasters Club meeting number 474. I truly appreciate and thank each one of you for your time to join this educational and motivational session today. Conducting meeting again after 2 years is like a coming back home kind of feeling, and I can feel the beam and vigor in all the participants present over here. I remember the last meeting we had here is in the March 2020. And I was the word master and grammarian in that meeting. That meeting, I introduced the word disparate, which means something different than normal. And today, we are here to witness another disparate meeting. Now, I would like to introduce my guest. I have two guests today, Madam Neha Shah and her daughter, Madam Kimia Shah. Practitioner, and she recently shifted to Dubai just a few months back. Welcome, ma'am, to this meeting. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Welcome, ma'am. Now I request our members, please introduce your guest.
I have a guest today, Anand Kabre sir. He teaches chemistry in Indian school in the boys section in the 11th and 12th grade.
But we have one offline guest. I want to introduce my friend, Mr. Satish Mantri. He is father of our member Atc Mantri.
Now I would like to invite our ever smiling secretary Toastmaster Vasanti to read out the minutes of last meeting.
Atc Toastmasters Club meeting number 473 was held on Thursday, 6th January 2022, both physically in Moscow and virtually over Zoom platform. Surgeon at Arms Toastmaster Yasin called the meeting to order at 7:16 p.m. and read out the mission statement of Toastmasters International. President Toastmaster Dr. Sheetal Agarwal has started the meeting with a great message and introduced the Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna as a Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day introduces lessons my children taught me as the theme of the day, and then introduced all the assignees for the day. Toastmaster Saida was the grammarian and the word master who introduced the word resilience as word of the day. In prepared speech sessions, there were 3 prepared speeches. First speech was Pathways 2, Level 1, and the second speech was from Pathways 1, Level 1, and the third speech was from Pathways Level 1, Pathways 1, Level 2. After prepared speech sessions, an entertaining table topic session was conducted by DTM Ajit Kumar. Then valuable evaluation session was conducted by Toastmaster Wayne Goodman. Winners for the evening were Best Speaker Toastmaster Aditya Mantri, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster Megha Verma, Best Evaluator DTM Owen Thomas, Best Role Player Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna. Annual Club Award Ceremony for term 2019 and 2020 was conducted by the past President Toastmaster Saida and Toastmaster Abhilash. DTM Vijay was felicitated with the medallion and DTM badge. There were total 40 participants, including offline and online attendees, and the meeting was adjourned at 9:45 p.m., followed by cake cutting and celebration and dinner. Thank you, and over to you, Madam President.
corrections to be just read out of meeting. Having heard none, I take this as a true report of the last meeting. Thank you very much. Dear Academians and guests, we often come across workshops or speech on the value of listening, how to improve it and why it is important, isn't it? I'm sure experienced and good evaluators have developed their listening skill to a great extent. But what about the reading skills? Don't you all feel that we should focus on it also? Hey, wait, I'm not talking to start read the books to improve your reading skill, but definitely the improving reading skills help you a lot in your life. So still, can anyone tell me what is reading? Okay. Anyone else?
Reading mind.
Reading mind. Very good. Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
reading is not like that, only the sentence or the words, it's the thinking between the two words.
Exactly. Thank you, ma'am. Anyone would like to attempt? Okay, so basically reading is a conscious and the unconscious thinking process. It refers to the specific abilities that enable a person to read with independence and interact with the message. So it is ability that pertain to a person's capacity to read, comprehend, interpret, and decode written language and texts. Exceptional reading skills can be highly beneficial to assimilating and responding to written communications like emails, letters, messages, or any written notes. But nowadays, forget about the exceptional reading skills. We are struggling for a superficial reading also. There are different reading types like skimming, scanning, extensive reading, intensive reading, purposeful reading, and the critical reading. Out of all the above types, the skimming and the scanning comes under the superficial reading types. But with the technical advances, we are lacking in the skimming also. To support this, I want to share a small incident which happened recently on the 29th of December. One of my friends had her wedding anniversary on the 29th December, and I wrote an anniversary wishes message for her in a WhatsApp group. After an hour, one of my friends wrote a birthday wishes for her. Then what? Everyone started writing the birthday wishes for her. Almost after 70 to 80 messages, one of the friends noticed and asked, "Hey Neha, it's your birthday or anniversary?" To my surprise, after that, people started writing messages like, "Happy birthday, Neha," lots of emojis. "Happy wedding anniversary to both of you and a togetherness forever," followed by lots of emojis. And the most surprising part that in every message they wrote, "Neha, please accept the wishes according to your special wish." I took this incident in a fun way. But you know what? I decided to talk about this today because the same incident happened yesterday. In another friend's group of one of my friends had her birthday yesterday. Someone wished her happy birthday, Deepa, followed by flowers, cakes, and chocolates. After some time, other message, "Happy birthday, dear Rashi." To all the wishes, she wrote a thanks note. But by the evening, everyone started typing two different messages. "Happy birthday, Deepa," chocolates. "Happy birthday, Rashi," cakes. No one noticed that the same person is replying to all the messages. Until today morning, she wrote a message that Deepa is my professional name and Ashi is my nickname. This made me think how ignorant we are becoming now. These both incidents we can take in a funny and the lighter way. But the incident which I am sharing now is not funny, and it is one of the real incidents that happened in Saudi Arabia. One of our friends lost his job because of his poor reading skill, as he did not read all the terms and conditions thoroughly in the contract. And after signing a relieving offer, he was started searching for the new job. Meanwhile, he thought to go through his previous contract, and then he came to know that on one point he can ask the HR to retain his job. So when he approached the HR on that particular point to retain his job, unfortunately he was late to contact the HR. By that time, the HR has done with all his exit formalities. So don't you think we should pay attention to each and every word in the message?
Yes.
I think so. So, and even nowadays, there are many cyber crimes. Just because we are not reading all the SMS, we are not paying attention to all the words written in those scam messages. If you pay attention to each single word in any phishing message or any phishing email, it's very easy to save you. So basically, I feel we all Arabians should start working on to improving our reading skills from today only. Now with this, let us enter into the education session of the day. To lead us throughout the session, we have our own VPPR who daily increases our vocabulary by introducing a new word with its meaning and usage. I must say, it's much better way to start your day and rather than simply wishing a plain good morning. He is adding value in the life of children by teaching them the moral values and help them to stay connected with our roots and culture. He is my mentor, a person who worked hard to kickstart my public speaking journey. He is working with the Bureau Veritas and his specialty is in the elevator inspection. So to elevate this meeting to the next level, let us welcome to the Toastmaster Arun Masan as the Toastmaster of the day with 100 applause.
Thanks for the beautiful introduction. Good evening, Toastmaster. Nice to be back and happy to see you all. It's indeed, I think, pretty tough to see you all together and truly excited. All right, let's get on with the meeting. I'm sure you have gone through the theme of the day, which was Smiling Mace Group's grade school or Smiling Mace grade school. The reason why I picked up this particular topic or this particular theme was that once I was driving from my home to office, and en route, there was this girl who just, brought her window down. She gave me a smile and then she just went off. I was not sure whether the smile was meant for her, so I looked around and checked if there are anyone else, and then I found that I'm the only person, so I felt good. And I have not met her before or after that, and it felt really good that some stranger, when they give you a smile, it makes your day for no reason. And then I have been reading pretty seriously these days. There's a quote which says that a shopkeeper who doesn't know how to smile should not open his shop. So we find that smiles adds value, it brightens your day, it makes your day. And I have tons of messages from all my assignees and my speakers to whom I'll be introducing and letting you know what the views are. We'll be soon going into the educational session. I think we'll just have a small word with the Jyoti madam. Ma'am, what do you think is your idea on smiling?
Smiling actually it comes from within.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot. All right. So on that smiling note, let's move on to today's education session. We have 3 speeches. The speakers were the first to come to the meeting. So thanks for your efficiency. And we'll be having a table topics session. Article is also there. And we'll be having the evaluation, general evaluation also there. So all are present, there's nothing set, and there are no changes. So let's get on. Let's first start with introducing my assignee, and the role of general evaluator will be taken up by Toastmaster Saravanan. So, Toastmaster Saravanan, Saravanan, I need you. Can you just acknowledge your presence and explain your role as general evaluator?
My role today is that of a general evaluator, and that is to observe the entire proceedings of the meeting and then present a detailed report during the evaluation session.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And for Boardmaster and grammarian, we have gentleman start. D.T. Thomas, believe me, when he was the president, I was the treasurer. I still have that nervousness, even after probably 9 to 10 years since being his treasurer. I still have that fear in me. One thing that I learned when he was the president is that the word perfection. Whatever job you give him, it will be perfect to be poor, and it's also equally delicate and disciplined. Probably that's the reason why people call him with that H word, which I will not say perfect. His take on the theme is smiling in any situation helps others to reflect back to smile. Smiling helps you to look brighter and graceful. With him.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun Watson, our Toastmaster of the day. Don't be nervous anymore. I'm not your president. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I have a twin role to play tonight. My first role is as the word master is to introduce a word. I've chosen euphoria as the word of the day. It means a feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness, or a state of happiness and self-confidence. Euphoria is noun, euphoric is adjective, and euphorically is adverb. Examples of usage of the word are: Arabic Toastmasters were euphoric when President announced that club has decided to start offline meetings. He was flooded with euphoria when he was declared world champion of public speaking. I request all the speakers to use word of the day. My second role is as grammarian is to listen to all the members and make note of good and not so good usage of the language, and also the report of the members who use the word of the day. I shall submit my report when called upon to do so by the general evaluator. Back to you, Toastmaster.
The role of timer and vote counter will be handled by Toastmaster Vasanthi. She's a teacher and mother of 2 beautiful kids. And what I like most about her is her energy level. I think that none can beat when it comes to any activity and anything to do, full of smiles. Ask her anything and consider it to be done. In fact, there was an emergency for the president. She didn't know how to react to a particular situation. And there she was to talk it out. I will not go into details. But if you get stuck anywhere, just always around to sort it out. And her take on the theme is, I believe, that smile makes the person easy, makes them feel welcomed and connected easily. I have seen so many miracles where a simple smile has solved awkward situations. Stress of the whole day can be relieved by the graceful smile of the person.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful introduction. My role as a timer to keep track of the time for all the speeches and evaluation session along with the TT table topics. For prepared speech session, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. A grace period of 30 seconds shall be allowed on the maximum time limit. Green light will be shown. Green light will be shown. I do that. I don't do that. Sorry, apologies. Green light shall be indicated in the minimum time. Yellow shall be shown in the 6 minutes, and the red light will be shown in the maximum limit and will remain on. There would be no indication of the at the end of the grace period. For the table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes with an additional grace period of 30 seconds. Yellow light shall be shown at 1.5 minutes. For evaluation, the minimum qualification of time is 1 to 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either sides. Yellow shall be indicated in end of the 2 minutes. I will report the exact time taken by each speaker at the end of each session when called upon to do so. As a vote counter, my role as a vote counter is to distribute the voting slips to all the members before the meeting and to collect the ballot slips at the end of each session. I shall count the ballots and declare the results at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. I know I pretty exhausted. Thank you very much. The Zoom master today will be Toastmaster Ram Agarwal. I was there when he gave his icebreaker speech, and since then it has been a regulation for me. His growth is almost vertical. People normally go not at the level, but public speaking leadership it is coming to him so naturally. And his take on the thing is it makes one approachable, makes people around more comfortable, it adds a face value, a sign of positive attitude and hope. Toastmaster, what is your role?
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Toastmaster of the day. And my role as Zoom Master is to launch the meeting, admit the members who are participating online, and give them access as required. My role as vote counter is to keep track of the votes and then submit the report and call upon you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. I think this is the time when we start clapping from outside. We have our counter, Toastmaster. She's a violinist, Toastmaster, fun-loving homemaker. She's pretty qualified, and she used to work as a software faculty. And her take on the theme of the day is that she's very genuine, shows love, passion, care for friends. Aspirations are for public speaking, exploring and learning. And she feels that it's the mirror of heart, face the mirror of heart. And like she was quite comfortable with it. So Toastmaster,
am I audible?
yes, you are.
Prabjist President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. My role as our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as pass filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and During the gender evaluation session, I will submit my report. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Our first speaker will be Toastmaster Shiva. He's from Chennai. He works with the Sarala Chemical Company as his hobbies include gardening and travel. And his take on the theme of the day is smiling is a gift of God. Smiling remains what life so good. His evaluator is the Toastmaster class. The Toastmaster class can read out his objectives.
Smiling Toastmaster of the day, the Toastmasters and guests. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Toastmaster Shiv Shailam is attempting the second speech from Pathways Level 1. He is researching and presenting. The purpose of this project is for the members to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Toastmaster Shiva Shailam, the title is These Four Agreements. The 4 agreements, Toastmaster Shiva Shailam. All the best. You are.
Thank you, Kim Modi, for the wonderful interaction. In an interview, a journalist asked to Bill Gates, people call you arrogant, greedy, a devil. What's your reaction? Bill Gates replied, the business is competitive. People in this level of success, generally they call stupid commands. They make people make stupid commands. I don't take it personally. If people tell you you are a stupid, do you take it personally? Yes. My presentation will explain this one. Madam President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, good evening to you all. Recently, I had a chance to read the book, The Four Agreement, written by Don Miguel Ruiz. I found it worth to share with this forum. Believe it, these four agreements can change your life. The words are not simply a sound, it's a power. You can have this power by your words. You can make this world a beautiful place with your words, or you can make this world a hell with your words. The first, let me honor the first agreement. Be impeccable with your words. That means your words should be without a sin or faultless. The word is a power. It's a force. It can be a creative or it can destroy. All your intent in the life is manifested through your words. See, you can use the word as a magic, or you can also use these words as a black magic. Sorry, as a black magic. For instance, history has many examples. One man in Germany by name Hitler, he transformed the whole society of most intelligent people into a war machine by power of his words. Following the World War II on the atrocities and destruction, it is history. Without going to the history, we see the present world. We see the power of this politician, how the millions of people rallying behind them by the power of their words. You should never use these words against yourself or against others. How many times we use the words against ourselves? We tell I am old, I am stupid, I am useless. These type of words, you should not betray yourself. As if you use against others, you should not use the words against yourself. About the gossip, you should never gossip about others. Also about yourself. See, if you see your mind as a computer, and this gossip is a virus, it will corrupt your mind, and it will flow in the network. So never gossip about yourself or others. Let me honor the second agreement. Don't take anything personal. But whatever the situation, don't take it personal. If somebody tells you stupid, don't take it personal. Because if you take this into personal, this will go into your mind that will be from an agreement with you. And you will feel that you are really stupid. If you don't take this personal, then you are immune to this. This type of personal word, those people who having this feeling they are stupid, they will tell you. And we have many examples we can give. Let me say some more. Some people call a girl, hey, see, look at this girl. She looks ugly. If the girl gets this one personally to her, then it will go into her brain. And when she grow very beautiful, but still she feels that she is ugly. So don't take anything personal. Another problem with taking things into personal is you think that the other person is also aligned with you in your world. So actually every person is living in their own world. So if you think personally, if you take things personally, you think the other person is in your world and you try to impose your will and wish on him. So never take anything personally. But even if they tell you good, that means their mood is good. If they tell you bad, their mood is bad. Don't take it is not going to affect you. Don't take anything personal. Then another third agreement. Do not make assumptions. If you make one assumption, it will go to another assumption, and you will make a conclusion. So the problem with the assumption is your assumption will only favor yourself, and you believe they are true, and you swear they are real. But it is not like that. The situation will be changed. For instance, young boy walking on a mall, and he see a beautiful girl smile at him. He immediately assumed that this girl in love with him, and he started going to the fantasy world, and even having baby with him. So if the bubble breaks and he comes to the reality, he will be very much depressed. So then don't take things, assume things. Instead, you can clarify by questions and they clarify this. Let me add the fourth agreement. Always do your best. If you, whatever the situation, you do your best. If you do your best, this doing your best will change from time to time. But when you do your best, you will now have chance to judge yourself. If you don't judge yourself, you will not feel the guilty, or you will go for self-punishment. So I believe it means other that if you follow these four agreements, like be impeccable with your words, do not take things personal, do not assume, do not make assumptions, and do always your best. By adopting these changes or trying to live with these four agreements, surprising improvement will be coming into your life. I tried to impose this one. I found it difficult, but I tried to adopt these changes, but I found it difficult. But still, I am trying. You also can try this, and wish you good luck. Thank you. Over to you, Dostan.
You, Toastmaster, your time. I read this book about 2 months ago, and I think the second chapter was I was reading around like 2 o'clock in the night, and it was like a very strong impact for me. Don't take things personally. I'm such an emotional and touchy person. Someone just pricks me a bit, I go crazy because I feel that I am putting in my best efforts, and when it's not recognized or appreciated, you feel little hurtful. But after reading that, I became slightly less stressful, and I was able to take things much more easy. So thank you for reminding that again. And in case you need the soft copy of the book, I have it. And the second speaker for the day will be Toastmaster. No. Okay. Okay, the second speaker will be Toastmaster Vilesh Verma, and his evaluator is D.K. Majid Kumar. D.K. Majid Kumar, please just read out his speech.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening, and wishing you a very euphoric Arabian Toastmasters meeting today. Here, the speaker is attempting his speech number 3 from level 2 manual from his first path, which is called Innovative Planning. And the type here, the speech type, the project is meant to provide you an introduction to what Toastmasters mentoring means. So the purpose of this project is for the member to clarify and define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this project is also for the member to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege. So wishing you all the best, Toastmaster Nilesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Day.
And he's happy working with staying on theme of ladies, regardless of whether or not mind is okay. It sends that life is good for our brain and the rest of the body. Ultimately leads us to. I love his confidence speakers, and I still remember the day he gave his speech on the clock. He still trying to follow the discipline to respect here. All the best. Thank you. And everyone, you are. Today's speech is very special to me, not because we are getting to this stage, because my speech is about mentor and mentee and my experience from there. And coincidentally, my mentor is my evaluator today. Smile. Smile will make us less good. So today I'm going to dedicate this my speech to all of mentors, all of these euphoric mentors. Because of them, today we are standing on this stage fearlessly. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Good evening. I'm going to start my speech with a small story. One day, a man and his avid gardener see one small butterfly laying eggs on one of the pots in his garden. Since that day, that man looked over these pots and eggs. Slowly, the eggs start growing, getting bigger, shaking, moving. And this man become very excited. He wants to see the life from these eggs. He's always watching and observing. He pulled the chair from his drawing room and stayed hours and hours in front of this egg. And one day he sees the egg start breaking. And slowly, one small head and antenna is coming out of there. This man, eagerness and curiosity cannot stop him. He goes inside the home and bring the magnifying glass and start looking very closely to the eggs. He can see these eggs having a struggle to break the cover and coming out. That larva, pupa, having a struggle to break and coming out. Then that man bring one small tender forceps and try to pin here and there and help that tender pupa to coming out from there. And finally he see and he see the pupa start rolling around. Now this man become euphoric and want to see one life coming out of that, and now want to see that no beautiful butterfly fly from there. He was keep watching, but unfortunately he could not able to see that butterfly from that larva pupa. What happened? 4 weeks that larva moving around the pot. He has an oversized head, and after 4 weeks it dies. That man goes into the depression and goes to his botanist friend and asks about the reason. His botanist friend explained that your eagerness to help kill one beautiful life before it's go fully. Actually, when that egg breaking, at that time you should not help, because that struggle to break the cell is actually giving the blood to the wings, and the head remains small, and that no body parts goes to develop the wings. Because you help that, that's why now it cannot be. And oversized head happen and that larva die. So I'm sure with that story you already guessed where I'm headed with this. So this is how I envision the Toastmaster mentorship. And my story is exactly in contrast to that. What happened when I have to give my first breakthrough speech, ice-breaking speech? My mentor can give me direct one draft to prepare, but no, he give me some ideas and ask me to prepare. I prepare my drafts, I email, he give me observation, again I corrected and I again send, give me further observation. So like that way, I have like a dozen iterations and come out with the draft. That was my first icebreaker. Then it comes to selecting the pathways. Same story. He said, no, think on your feet. He gave me idea how to do it, what to do it, and helped me a lot. But ultimately, asked me to decide. For all further speeches, the same thing. So, actually, then and now I realize he don't want me to get larva pupa. He want me to struggle. So that struggle helps us to face the difficulties in the life. According to me, the mentorship is not to prepare a road. It is prepare a mentee for the difficult road. And that's what I see as a mentor and mentorship in Toastmaster. So as I said, I'm dedicating this speech to all of the mentors. And starting of this 2022, I would like to pass the message. Thanks to our mentor, because of them, we are butterfly now. With that, over to you, Toastmaster. The first speaker for the evening will be Toastmaster. Again, blossoming and young-blooded, hot-blooded gentleman. He's almost taking over our Toastmaster community. Wish him all the best. His evaluation will be Toastmaster Mohadashi. Mohadashi, can you the speech objective, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Toastmaster. Today, our speaker, Toastmaster Aditya, is attempting a project that is understanding your communication style, that is project level 2, project 2. And the purpose statement says is the member to learn about the different communication style and identify his or her primary style, and to share the impact of his style on others. The timing allocated is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish him all the best for the successful completion of the project. Back to our Toastmaster of the day.
It was the day I sat in nerves, my legs trembling and my heart pounding. It was the first interview in my campus placements for a big corporate company. And then began. Respected Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Good evening. So obviously the first round was a technical one. The guy came in 2 minutes prior to the interview. And he seemed to be more interested than me. He had the coat and the frameless specs and not a twitch of smile. He started the basic questions. I tell me something about yourself. And before I could even complete a sentence, he became restless. So obviously, let's talk about the internships. What was your role there? All right. So I interned at Villasoft. I tried to make the e-com website more enhanced, and I was also working on client service management systems. The technologies I used were Aditya. Let's get to the numbers. He just cut it to numbers. All right, get to the numbers. Can we speak numbers? He asked. Of course, I can speak numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't find telling. But then he explained himself to be. He was talking about the facts and the figures. All right, good moment for me. I enhanced the website by 120%. I reduced the client server overload by 12%. And this made him interested. He was more into the interview now. After some sort of all the questions and answers, I got a chance for the second interview call. And that was again a technical one. This time it was a lady. My previous experience taught me to speak numbers, right? So there I was, throwing stats and figures at her. But now, she gave me a deep end at the numbers. She was more interested in the details and wanted to know the bigger pictures behind all the work I had done. And you might be wondering how I knew it. Because she slapped me with the word elaborate a dozen times. After some sort of communication, I realized that she was carrying a small notebook with a big pen. You got it right. A small notebook with a big pen. And she was making notes of something. First, I thought it was a mistake that I was making during the interview. But then, when I recognized that each syllable I spoke was a noteworthy blunder, she just kept on writing. But somehow I managed to impress her at the end and therefore got into the next round, that was the managerial one. Now, the managerial one was a big personality. He came in, stood straight, and told us three things. First, I want your answers to be point to point, precise, bullet-wise. No beating around the bush. Second, he made sure that if you don't know the answer, just go and say, I don't know, rather than going inside means. This might intimidate anyone, but I wasn't much intimidated till now. Until he also started hopping on different questions, and he made me nervous. He didn't even waste a single second. So after the interview, I think he was quite interested again because I managed to calm his hurry down a little bit and moved on to the next round, which was the HR round. Now, I'm sure all might be knowing about the HR round. So, back before the HR round, my friends who already had a past interview experience told me to be as fluent as possible, as clear as possible, and be direct. Right. New strategy. Good. The man came in, and trust me, by this time I was all worked out because all these interview sessions were happening back to back. So the man came in, and the moment she entered, the entire room lit up. It was as if she brought the warmth and the charm together. I energized. And she started with the questions: what are your aspirations? Where do you see yourself in the future? What are your goals with the company? But with all these questions, what she tried to do was bring the thought in me outside, bring the real me outside. And she also gave me the opportunity to explore and just express my heart out. So this really gave me the moral boost which I was lacking on previous interviews. Finally, getting the chase, I did get selected for the interview, for the job offer, I'm sorry. And this experience taught me two things. One, of course, never make upfront strategies while communicating. But first and foremost, because I failed thrice, or say I should say more than thrice. Second, what it taught me was that when communicating, try to adapt to the communication style of this other person. Once you adapt to it, you bring the ball in your court and then you smash the conversation. As you also, the first round was taken by an analytical communicator, the one who's really into the numbers, the hard data. Second one was taken by a functional communicator, the one who wanted to know all the intricate details, the bigger picture. The third was taken by none other than an intuitive communicator who wanted to be precise, bullet-wise. And finally, the one which I really like the most, the personal communicator, who really valued the emotions, who wanted to talk in such a down-to-earth manner. So these were the four communication styles that I was introduced with. Now, if you talk about me, I sort of resonate with the intuitive style. But as you can probably tell by now, I can adapt to the different communication styles. And that is why I can probably say, over to you, the most handsome Toastmaster of the day.
Go to the next session, it could be different topics. And it will be handled by Toastmaster Abid. And Toastmaster Abid is the country manager, fire and safety for Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Kuwait, PFS Global. Since Jan 2020, he's based in Jeddah, and his prior assignment was with the RIL group in Jamnagar, Shahpur, and Mumbai, where he worked for close to 15 years. And his take on the theme of the day is smile always helps to convert negativity into positivity. If you give a smile, then you would reduce half of your opponents. So smile, always smile. So
Toastmaster Abid, are you there? I'm trying to reach him over phone. He's not picking. Maybe just wait for a minute.
Yes, what's your take on the team services? My mix with this.
This smile is a precious thing. It makes the person next to you very comfortable and makes the conversation that much more pleasant.
Good evening to everyone. Greetings to all again. Thank you for giving me the chance to play the role of table topic master. As a table topic master, my role is to coordinate the impromptu speeches, which has to be given by around 5 speakers today. So I have chosen the name of all the 5 speakers. Let me tell you who are the speakers who are going to give the speech on the topic which I will share one by one. So the first name is Toastmaster Jyoti. The second name is Toastmaster Satish. The third name is Toastmaster Anjali. Fourth is Toastmaster Rahul. And the last one is Toastmaster Ravish. So please allow me to share the topics, and I'll take your permission, presiding officer and the Toastmaster of the day. Please allow me to share the screen.
Yeah, please proceed.
Thank you. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, now the first participant for today's table topic session is Toastmaster Jyoti. Toastmaster Jyoti, are you ready? Yeah, Toastmaster Jyoti, your topic is feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. You need to speak on this topic. Toastmaster Jyoti, over to you.
Gratitude. What is gratitude actually? Whenever someone is doing something for you, you must be gratitude with him. And about gratitude, that means we have to, it's like ritual. We have to follow gratitude ritual for each and every day. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you should first do one thing, that is gratitude. That means, thank you God, I'm alive. Because so many lives are not alive in the next morning. So you are alive, that is much more gratitude fact. So whenever you do gratitude practice, so you will get more and more that means more and more surprise or like miracles in your life. Once you start this practice, I have my own experience. Whenever you start gratitude practice, your problems resolve like anything. So I deeply believe in gratitude. And in gratitude, actually, one workshop is there, PSL. They teach us gratitude from the book Magic. So in that, we can take each and every topic, like for health gratitude, for relationship gratitude, for your career gratitude, and so on this started. So for I select my health. And whenever last month I went to India for my full body checkup. So in full body checkup, all reports are normal, and I am very much thankful to the God that thank you, thank you, thank you. First thank you is for myself. Second thank you is for the universe, and the third thank you is for my health, that I am healthy and happy. So this is all about gratitude. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Satish for the second topic. Toastmaster Satish, please come on the stage. Toastmaster Satish, your topic is when one door of happiness closes, another opens. You need to speak on this topic.
Good evening, Toastmasters, today, and yes. First of all, let me thank you, all of you, for inviting me as a guest, and also, Sadan, I got the opportunity also to talk about this topic. So today's topic given is when one happiness ends, another opens. Yeah, this statement is definitely right, and they are feeling each and every now and then, every moment. Every happiness has an end. Every sunrise has a sunset. So the thing is that when the universe is adopting these things, why we should be worried when the sunset is going to happen? It is giving a message that you got an opportunity and I'm coming back again. Adopting from the nature, it also has to be adopted by the human being. You know, plenty of happiness in life, but that is not going to sustain. Happiness and sorrow are over each other. They are wrapped each other. So the thing is that we should not be worried about the end of the happiness. Capitalize the moment, may sustain. Happiness is going to come back. It's going to impact your life. This is going to be a more powerful life. I hope everyone will continue, will not get sad, depressed whenever we are seeing a happiness, end of happiness. New happiness is going to come. New hope of life is going to come. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the wonderful speech. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Anjali on the stage for the third topic. Toastmaster Anjali. Toastmaster Anjali, your topic is being happy doesn't mean that everything is perfect.
Okay. Good evening, all. And on the online screen, only less audience is. Okay, so the topic, being happy. That is somebody smiling. If we are seeing, it doesn't mean that they may be happy inside, but they may be sad inside. That is the topic. The theme of the day, as already chosen, is like I have a different perspective to that also. That is, every smile cannot be taken to us in a positive side, and if we, that is, in many people, that is in many things are going on in every person's, and they may be having different situations. That is, maybe due to some certain situation, they are not able to smile, and they are not able to show their happy faces in front of others, and sometimes they put on a smile. but we need to try to understand the person what and that is, and then only we should give a view, that is we should put on a view on our mind that why they are not doing like that. So that too has to be taken in consideration. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you to Toastmaster Anjali. It's what a wonderful speech from your side also. Now we'll go to the fourth topic and the fourth speaker. I would like to invite Toastmaster Rahul on the stage. Toastmaster Rahul. Toastmaster Rahul, your topic is Nothing Shakes the Smiling Heart. Over to you, Toastmaster Rahul.
Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. Nothing shakes a smiling heart. Just a couple of months back, I had this terrible dream. I am in the middle of the ocean. Water everywhere around me, strong waves. I am trying helplessly to catch hold of something. I am suddenly, I woke up from a dream. Cold sweat on my forehead. Guess what I saw? A smiling face. Nothing shakes a smiling heart. The beauty of the heart. I forget my dreadful dream. The confidence and started my day all with fresh, positive thoughts. So, friends, carry your smile. It's your character. It's attitude. It brings positive person outside for you. It makes one approachable and better person, better community. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul, for the marvelous speech. Now I would like to invite the last speaker, the virtual speaker, Toastmaster Ravish. Toastmaster Ravish, your topic would be this one, the last topic, this one. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Over to you, Toastmaster Ravish.
Yeah, my voice is audible?
Yes, it's loud and clear.
Thanks. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it's happened. Good evening, table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Yes, what's there if you keep crying to whatever goes, right? Even the famous Charlie Chaplin said that I love to cry in the rain because no one sees my tears. But again, I smile back because I know what has happened, that has happened always a good for me. And what will happen to me will be again a good for me. So whatever happens to us gives us a lesson to be learned, to be cherished upon. So no need to cry. Why to cry over a fallen milk? And if the milk has got rotten, because you know how to make a cheese from that. So whatever happens always happens for the good. By crying, we'll not get back what has happened, but we'll look at the smile. It will again give us the courage to deal upon that. and next time we'll be more prepared, we'll be more positive. And as the topic also for today's theme of the day also goes, the smiling makes the graceful of that. So always mind whatever has happened, no need to cry on that. And this will make you keep going and going in life. So I'm very much aware with this theme and the topic given and up to it. Thank you, and back to you, tabletop master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravish, for this wonderful speech. Now I would like to hand over the session to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arun. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Vice chair of training and coordination. Our take on the thing is, I truly believe the spy is a person. If we look around, we will realize that there are many things to smile about, and definitely I think smiling makes you very good. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arun, for that very flattering introduction. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, yes, a very pleasant evening to you all, and also to all our online members. As we all know, evaluation is a very systematic approach in which the evaluator evaluates the speech based on a set standards, which is otherwise called the objective or the purpose of the speech. The evaluator's role is crucial as he helps the speaker to gain insight and assist the speaker in making changes in his content and delivery of the speech, which is of immense value to the speaker in his future projects. The overall significance, if you see, is understanding the merits of the speech is also there, but also it motivates the speaker in the path of self-improvement. The suggestions made by the evaluators should always be practical, possible, and effective for the speaker, and should add value to the speech of the speaker. As we all know, to reach any particular destination in life, isn't it? Wherever we go, we have different routes. It's the same thing in a speech. For a speaker to deliver a speech to, there is more than one way to do it. And that is where the concept or maybe the role of evaluation is very important. Because the speaker may think he has one way of doing it. Maybe after listening to the evaluator, you get an idea, there is another way to do it. And it's up to you, in the end, the speaker, to decide what he should invite and what he should leave out. Because after all, the individual style of each speaker also matters. I explain this because we have some guests with us so that they know what is the importance of evaluation in Toastmasters. So, without much ado, let us now start our session. Our first evaluator for today, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Shivasalam's speech, is Toastmaster Abhilash Rajashekhar. He's a past president of Arabian Toastmasters. This handsome, charming gentleman takes up any role with utmost sincerity. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Abhilash Rajashekhar.
Evaluator for hosting as usual. Evaluator for the Toastmasters and guests, good evening to all of you and my online friends also. And Toastmaster Shivasalam, congratulations in completing your second speech in Pathways Level 1. with complete satisfaction of researching a topic. You have 4 agreements, we all agree with that, and you were able to convince us that you have thoroughly researched the topic. That is your plus point, and that is your achievement of this speech. You started your speech with a question. If somebody calls you stupid, how do you feel? And that grabbed the audience, attention of all the audience. Then you said, you should not feel it personal, and I am going to explain that. And then we were waiting. What is you are going to explain? Then you said about the 4 agreements, and that is going to change your life. You made a statement. And I was in a state of euphoria. I want something to change my life. So that will be the state of mind of all the audience. So all these things, then you explained each agreement in detail, because that gives us the impression that you have researched the topic well, and that makes us convincing. When you are saying something, you should convince the audience. And you can only convince the audience when you have researched the topic well and give ample examples. So all these areas, you were successful with your one of the most important plus point which I found is you have a good voice. You have a beautiful and good positive stage presence, and your script was almost perfect. So all these things are positive aspects of the speech. Then again, the speech is having a second part called presentation. It is research and presenting. So whatever improvement you may have to make in the upcoming speech is in this part, in my envelope, which is presentation. Whatever positive things you are having, you can use in the presentation also. So we can improve the presentation stage. Because the stage is wide, you can move around, use your voice for voice modulation, and the same speech you can present in a bit more passionate way. Instead of just throwing the words like a, like a debate way when you are talking. Instead of that, just to change the way of presentation in a speech way, move around, look each one, eyes of each audience, and look here and there, and then present the same speech to give a more, good attention of the audience, and it will give a good impression. That's the only thing about your speech. Otherwise, it was perfect. And only the last agreement I want to do your best. That is the last agreement to you also. Thank you.
Thank you, Master Abhilash. I'm sure Toastmaster Shivasayan has benefited from Abhilash's recommendations. Now, coming to our next evaluator, I think Toastmaster Arun must have decided today's theme looking at him. Smiling makes you graceful. I think everybody can guess the man with the most charming smile, I should say, in Arabian Toastmasters, DTM Ajit Kumar, a past president, past area director, a humorous speech champion, who's now settled in Cochin, and according to him, the change now is that his general health and peace of mind has increased considerably in the past 1 year, and he's enjoying his life in Cochin. So he will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. DTM Ajit Kumar.
Ajit, you can unmute.
Ajit, can you unmute yourself? So, DTM Ajit.
Sorry, let me start all over again, timer. Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. And thank you, General Evaluator, for that excellent introduction. Well, here, Toastmaster Nilesh, thank you for bringing in that idea of, or the concept of mentoring for the benefit of audience very clearly through an example of a story. You rather brought in the help of a story is always a great effort in trying to explain things. And here you use the story of pupa, becoming a butterfly in a natural process, and how an intervention of human intervention has caused disaster to that butterfly from being fully developed. And you brought in that analogy as to how a Toastmaster should develop into a full confident speaker and an evaluator or communicator. And this is how, and he reinforced that through his own personal example. You have reinforced through your own personal example as to how you have tried several times with the help of suggestions received from your mentor multiple times, no matter how many times you made a mistake, that helped you develop. So this is a very valuable point, very important point, because mentoring is the backbone of any Toastmasters program. So thank you for bringing in this very important concept very clearly to the audience. And now the points of improvement are, while using the story, and especially if the story is pretty well known and well referred to, it's always try to make it as concise as possible. Do not dwell too much time on it, and because already people know about the story. The second one is when you're trying to use your own personal story, try to spend more time on the personal story, because that is more valuable. And the third point of improvement is the purpose of this speech is also to highlight some of the role you have had as a protege in trying to influence another person's development in real life or in Toastmasters. That was kind of missing. So try to incorporate that in your future speeches in any other occasion. Otherwise, it was a well-delivered, excellent speech, and we look forward to hearing more from you, Toastmaster Nilesh Verma. Over to you, General Evaluator.
I should say a very detailed evaluation, and I'm sure Toastmaster Nilesh has benefited from that. Now coming to our third evaluator, who will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Atc Meetin No. He is a very soft-spoken and committed Toastmaster who's Area 53 Director under Division O. He's a marketing professional working with a training and consultancy firm in Dammam. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Mohammed Ashik. Toastmaster Ashik?
Yes. Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, Toastmasters, and special good evening to our Toastmaster Aditya Mantri for successfully completing your level 2 project 2, that is understand your communication style project. For the benefit of you, let me, for the speaker, let me break down your speech. What I noted very positive points in your speech and how you have delivered your message to all the listeners is, the first is you have an interview as a background, as a context in which how a communication happens. The second what I noted is how you brought in the role play to explain the with regard to the project of the understanding communication style, where the interviewer and interviewees are being exchanging of the questions in which the communication, the different type of communication will be evolved in the process. And the third thing, in order to engage further, you have incorporated humor that really put the listener into to listen into your speech, to hook the subject to the audience. Finally, you have, you never stopped on that, you have further gone a solution how you can improve these situations. These are the good points which I really enjoyed and noted in your speech. However, we in Toastmasters, we always believe in improvement, and there are 3 suggestions I would like to put forward for you to make your speech much more effectively delivered in your future projects. The first thing what I noted and what I felt is your speech which you have delivered is too fast. If you can reduce your speed and give some pauses to enable the listener to digest and absorb your information. The second thing what I felt is with regard to the structure, even though it has a great, the strategy which you have brought in, like the way your role play. With regard to the role play, even though the role play is being effectively being put in place, what I felt is not you have to have a differentiation between two characters to identify with regard to to focus two areas of two different style of communication. You have said direct communication and intuitive communication. So where I felt is if you can not to make it much more effective in action, that the interviewer in interview, different type of interview was, you can the voice modulation or change the voice little bit to isolate so that we can clearly see the difference between the conclusion part. If you can give a strong strong point for us to take the listeners to take us home, that message to emphasize which is or which you feel as a best communication in your experience, it will be much in one or two sentences, it will be much. All in all, I really thoroughly enjoy the speech structure and the background which you have brought in, and the humor and providing solution with adding, like you reducing your speed or changes in the structure of the speech with regard to the role play differentiation and bringing a conclusion will make your speech to an extent. Congratulations. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashley. I'm sure as Toastmaster Aditya has many projects coming up, he would have definitely benefited from these recommendations. Now, coming to our last evaluator, the table topics evaluator. Today he's performing a double role, I should say. He's already delivered his speech, and now he's going to do the evaluation for table topics. The youngest member of our club, who is currently doing his bachelor's degree in computer engineering from NIT Allahabad. He is, in his own words, a meticulous and assiduous student who set on a quest to discover what lies hidden inside himself. I really like that line. It's an excellent line. As a teacher, I really enjoyed it, and I hope I can repeat it to some of my students when I train them for some contests. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Great. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Aditya Mantri to evaluate the table topic session.
So, good evening, everyone. So, what a wonderful topics we had in the table topic sessions. Starting with Ms. Jyoti ma'am. Your topic was feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. It was a humorous topic, and the positives there were you started by explaining what gratitude is basically, and then you moved on to how essential it is to make it as a ritual in everyday life, and your hand gestures were just on point, to be frank. And the only areas of improvement which I could find was if you could have removed your mask while speaking, because your facial expressions play a really good, important role while communicating. Secondly, talking about Mr. Satish, my father, your topic was when one door of happiness closes, other opens. You gave a great chronology with nature that every sunrise is a sunset, and how we should not do so, which is really motivating for all of us. And also your confidence while speaking did make us all believe that he's already a champion speaker. Like already, the only areas of improvement, it could be if you could add a little more body gestures and you could have controlled the entire stage, that would have been more fabulous. Third speaker, Toastmaster Anjali, your topic was being happy doesn't mean that everything is perfect. And your positives were excellent instance of person unable to express his or her own smile, and how we should think about other possibilities that could have probably add while the person is not smiling. But the only area of improvement which I would like to add is if you could work on your voice modulation a bit and could have more spoken more on the topic, content-wise. Toastmaster Rahul, next speaker, your topic was nothing stands between smiling hearts. You give a really excellent teaching to all of us that how smile brings positivity and how it makes us all approachable and likable. And your body gestures were just on point, and voice modulation, like every time, just on point fleek. But the only area of improvement which I could find was you could have spoken again more on the topic, and you could have added more content to it. And you could have made your story a bit more also humorous. Finally, talking about Toastmaster Ravish, your topic was don't smile because it is over, smile because it happened. And your positives were you taught us all again a big lesson that that we should learn from our mistakes, and each whatever happens for a reason. You gave a great chronology with the milk and the water, where we can still use it to make the cheese. I found that was very interesting. And the only area of improvement was again the voice modulation a little bit, and you would have capitalized on that time to add more content if possible. Back to you, Deputy Manager. Thank you so much.
Master Aditya, for that very detailed evaluation of all our table topic speakers. And now, as we will be having the finance report and voting in the end, so I request the grammarian and word master, D.J. Nolan Thomas, to furnish his report.
Madam General Evaluator, for the Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm very happy that our Toastmasters have lived up to the standard. The usage of English was good, I would say, much above my expectation. The word of the day was used by Toastmaster Nilesh and Toastmaster Abhilash. More people can use it during their speeches, and that would be better. The language that I liked was picture smile. Be impeccable with words. Smiling is a gift of God. Simple smile can solve many awkward situations. Shopkeeper who does not know to smile should not open the shop. Bringing the thought in me out. When one door of happiness closes, another opens. Every sunrise has a sunset. Nothing shakes a smiling heart. Slapped with a word, elaborate. Hard work works hard when talent doesn't work. Kudos. Now coming to the areas of improvement. There were few words we could improve on the pronunciation. Just took two, which are very normal, which we normally use in our day-to-day life. When we say vicious, it's vicious. Then the past tense and the present tense we need to differentiate. One day he see, one day he saw. He was started could have been he started. One of the friends, many of us make this mistake. One of the friends, we need to correct this because this has been told many times. And another one is till now. Till now is present. When you talk about his story, till then. That is all from my side.
So much more to expect from our master. Now, can I have the accountant's report from Toastmaster Vijay?
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Abid, 4 hours, one word filler. Toastmaster Sheetal, 2 hours and 2 word fillers. Toastmaster Aranvasan, 4 hours and 5 word fillers. Toastmaster Saira, 3 hours and 1 word filler. Toastmaster Ragul, 2 hours. And Toastmaster Sivashailam, 3 hours and 3 word fillers. DTM Ajit Kumar, 4 hours and 1 word filler. Toastmaster Nilesh Verma, 2 hours and 3 word fillers. Toastmaster Ashik, 2 hours and 1 word filler. Toastmaster Aditya, 7 hours and 3 word fillers. Toastmaster Vasanthi, 4 hours and 5 word fillers. Toastmaster Anjali, 5 hours and 2 word fillers. Many Toastmasters did a great job. It's difficult for me to find out hours and word fillers. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Very objective evaluations. Now it is my turn to present my evaluation of the entire proceedings. So let's start from the beginning. President gave a very, I should say, a very useful message, because even I have felt this, people don't read messages half the time and they just type. It is like I have to type something, so they type. And this is very valid, and I think, people, we should have to talk about things like this also, instead of just, see, I like role, if you can speak of ideal people and, motivational inspiration is fine, but we should have practical messages also like this. It's wonderful, a welcome change. And now after that, the topic, a very simple thing, smiling makes you graceful. I truly believe in it, and I really think it makes a person feel very positive. So, and the word of the day, euphoric. All these are very practical and what we can use. So that way I would say the meeting went off very well. And now coming to the speeches. Always when you're in an Arabian Toastmasters, it's like a cocktail. You saw the 3 speeches if you heard, they were so different from each other. And that is the best part of being in Arabian, that you have an experience. They're all great in their own way. And that each speaker has its own unique style. And what is important is trying to learn from evaluators and trying to improve it to the extent possible. You keep your individuality, but at the same time, try to improve based on the recommendations that your evaluators give you. And a big round of applause to our table topics master. The topics were very positive, wonderful topics which each and every speaker could speak to. And of course, my evaluators, all 4 of them, won't you agree, did a great job. Were very supportive, at the same time they given them recommendations which they use. So, it's wonderful being a general evaluator on such an occasion. Now, of course, I have to come to some recommendations. But before I give my recommendations, I would like to appreciate our president and some of the wonderful effort they have put in. And we know that it's not good. So that way, really appreciate it. And there are issues, there will be issues. That is natural. So this is just our second meeting. It will take time, we will settle down. Maybe we started 20 minutes late, but I think it's great because we are almost on time. I mean, only 10 minutes or so we made up. And maybe another recommendation you can give to the hotel people is, to keep the door closed, and either they can bring in their things at the beginning or maybe towards the end, when we are having our business session, because sometimes if it's for a speaker, it may be a big distraction, especially our first segment is a prepared speech. So at that time, I was sitting there so I could feel it. For the experienced speakers, it's a different thing. So maybe those things we can take care, because we've come back after 2 years to this thing. But overall, wonderful. And I'm sure we'll keep doing it. And our audience always can live up to any challenge. And I thoroughly enjoyed my experience as a general evaluator. And I would like to thank our VP Education, Ravish, for giving me this opportunity. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster.
Now we are going to the and please pay attention here and vote accordingly. If you have any doubts regarding the name of anything, just please ask. We will take our own in the first debate.
Yeah. For prepared speech session, Toastmaster Sivasailam has taken 7 minutes 6 seconds, and Toastmaster Nilesh has taken 5 minutes 43 seconds, and Toastmaster Aditya 5 minutes 49. All are qualified because speak.
Start writing these.
Yeah, you can please write any name. Yeah. I think you all have the slips with you. So please write the best speaker in the best speaker name there in the column. The speakers were Toastmaster Silsalam and Toastmaster Nilesh and Toastmaster Aditya. Please write any name, whatever the speakers have. You need a speaker. Anyone needs slips? May I know, please? Now let's come to the table topics. We have 5 speakers. Mrs. Jyoti, 2 minutes 21 seconds. Mr. Satish, 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Anjali, 1 minute 26 seconds. Toastmaster Rahul, 1 minute 31 seconds. And Toastmaster Ravish, 1 minute 40 seconds. All are qualified. You can write any good, whatever of your choice. Any name of your choice. The names were Mrs. Jyoti, Mr. Satish, Toastmaster Anjali, Toastmaster Rahul, Toastmaster Ravish. Yeah, now let me move to the evaluators. We have 4 evaluators. Toastmaster Abhilash has taken 2 minutes 58 seconds. Ditya Majid, 2 minutes 25. Toastmaster Ashik, 3 minutes 57. Toastmaster Aditya, 2 minutes 55. Except Toastmaster Ashik, the remaining 3 were qualified. Toastmaster Abhilash, Ditya Majid, Toastmaster Aditya. For the evaluation session. Please take any name and write it on the. And also we have one more best assignee. Sir, over to you. You just announce it because timing.
We do all the hard work.
Okay. Yeah.
We have some best role players. You can see we have the Toastmaster of the day, then we have evaluator, Toastmaster and topic speaker, master, and then we have the timer. We have the R counter, Toastmaster meeting, and the remaining word master meeting. So anyone who felt did a good job, go ahead. And 2 masters. Or while that you are going to write down the names, because my theme of the day. It was I had read one story long ago. I just wanted to share that story. There was this prisoner who was put in the jail, and he had to, and he was almost like about to be executed. And it was like probably his last time or the last minutes of his life. And the jailer came and he was about to take him to finish. And precisely at that moment, he gave the jailer a beautiful smile. He was so carried and so impressed with the smile that he took him out of the country and let him go freely. It was a smile which almost saved his life. So fellow Toastmasters, learn to smile freely. One of the most free things in life. You don't have to really talk about it. There were 2 things. The second point which I would like to emphasize is that here. The second point which I would like to add here is that mine has also got to be followed up with the tone of your voice. You can't have 2 different things. If it's like really genuine smile, the tone should also be automatically. And the third one is little marketing and sales tip for smiles. Reserve your best smiles for the most important call. Don't give your best smile for all the market. And with that thought, I'd like to hand over to the presiding officer. And I think we may have some time. We may need to all right. Meanwhile, our guests, you have go ahead. What's your daughter? Let us speak for something. Just your views on the meeting. And you can take your mask off.
मैंने अभी काउंट नहीं किया यार, मेरा पेन चाहिए, मेरा पेन किसी को दिया था मैंने।
In the teacher, I used to vocabulary and language we address the students. But what I've seen is that everything was so prepared, and I really want to appreciate the quantum and the quality of hard work which has gone in to train all the. Christian, thanks to him, he promised some special discount. I went for no.
It's a really pleasure to be here, and I really enjoyed this meeting. Good part, the learning part. Here we are always here, coming here, gathering so many years of experience. Some are also new, some are very experienced, but everyone comes with a one mindset: learning and learning. This is the beauty of this club, and that's why I encourage my son also, and our president of Toastmasters also, they push me that if you are not possible for you, please let me survive. So I make that happen. I wish I will continue this club.
You don't have to sponsor it. Anyone? Village, yes. I need my part now. Give discount over. We'll never sponsor. All right, so we have the windows ready. May I ask you to setting up yourself, please? And then what's on the take it orders?
I think that's the case.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, we have a guest speaker, Toastmaster Atc. And we have a good topic, Mr. Satish. And we have
Evaluation best evaluator is DTM Ajit Kumar. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for selecting me. Thank you. But I'm sure I'm not visible. Am I visible to audience?
No, sir, your video is not visible.
My video is not working. I have already complained to Toastmaster Rahul. For some reason, I am not, the host is not enabling me.
Yes, now you are visible, sir.
Yeah, now I am visible because during my evaluation, I was not visible.
Rahul must have fixed your issue.
You are
Yeah.
visible.
Now, oh yeah, okay.
For elevating the tone of this meeting and making the meeting more graceful by increasing the smile among all of us. Thank you. Please give a big round of applause to Toastmaster. Now it's time for the annual contest, and our next meeting is going to be our annual club contest. There will be a 4 contest for the new members. I'm telling this for the information for the new members. The international speech contest, humorous speech contest, table topics contest, and the evaluation contest. I know the international speech contest has its limitation on the eligibility part, but there is no eligibility criteria except the paid member of the TMI for the humorous speech contest, table topics contest, and the evaluation speech contest. So please come forward, register yourself to participate with our VP Toastmaster Ravish Malpani, and with the maximum participation, make it a big success. Our first will be on the 4th of February. It's Friday. Is anything else to be discussed? No, so I adjourn the meeting, and now I request everyone come forward for the group photograph, and please join us for the dinner. I request all the online members, please switch on your camera so that we can have your photo too in our group photo.
My pen, sir. Here, please, anyone have my pen, blue color, please. Do you have my pen?
Is that your pen?
Yeah, it's mine. Thank you. Sir, my phone. Thank you.
I request the members this side on this side so that we can cover up the online members also. Make yes, make a 2 line.
We can see it. We are not.
Who's not? That side, sir, come forward.
Can also sit here.
Why?
Yeah, sit there.
Just stand even. You can just stand or sit. Anything. Sir, you can come.
Can't you go through that? No, no. Ah, yeah. Yeah.
I think you are there, okay.
No sound.
Jeez.
Huh? You got to make the sound.
Make a victory sign.
Any other Apple phone is there?
Yes, I
Please.
there. Run.
I think you all can make a U.
Huh?
So
You are only comfortable with Apple.
I think you all can make a U. So you all will be.
So the victory sign.
Yes.
It should be locked. Right. These people will be visible.
Make it perfect.
Picture perfect.
I will do my best.
They will be seen.
I will do my best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining us on the Zoom.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. I'm ending this meeting now.
Sure, ma'am. Yeah.